Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we will be discussing Spirited Away, an HBO movie. So Spirited Away starts off with a little girl named Toshiro and her parents driving to their new house. And on the drive, Toshiro sees like little houses in the woods made of stone. And her mother tells her there are little spirits that live in these little houses. But the dad, who is driving them to the new house, stops because, seriously, he lost his way to their new house. He lost his way, and he said that he wasn't lost. So anyway, Chishiro says to them in the beginning that her flowers are dying because her friends gave her some flowers, to say goodbye and to wish her luck at her new school. So while she's complaining about that, the father is driving to the new house and he gets lost on the road. So, while driving, he stops to see if he can ask anyone for directions. So they stop in the town, right? So they stop in the town and they go into a tunnel. And they see that it's a village and they think, well, maybe someone can help us get back on track and get back on the road to where the new house is. But when they go inside the village, no one is there. And they are getting a little hungry. And the dad says, hey, let's go this way. Maybe they're the market where we could buy food, or they're the restaurant. So the town does have a restaurant, but since no one's in the town, I just thought, to the point, when I was making notes for this video, when you see that no one's in a abandoned town, when you see that no one is in there, no one is in the town, you do not stay at the abandoned restaurant where no one is. Okay, so anyway, they find the restaurant, they sit down, and the dad says, hello, 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 we're traveling from out of town, we just moved here, and we're just looking for some service before we get back on the road. Is anyone here? So the mom tells the father, we can always pay them when they get back. And so, with that in mind, they start eating everything in that restaurant. And they says, it tastes so good and tender. Oh, and Toshiro is the only one who says, Mom, Dad, we can't stay here. We gotta get out of here. Oh, and while they're at the restaurant, Toshiro steps out just for a minute. And then there's storm clouds. And she meets this boy named Haku. And Haku tells her, you have to get out of here. Get out of here right now before it's too late. Go. So, since the sun is going down, all the spirits are coming out. All the dark spirits are coming out, and Haku, the dragon, well, he's not a dragon yet, but he is a dragon, but he can also change into a human. So he's the dragon slash human. So him being a human, he puts a spell on the dark spirits to make the dark spirits go away. So he is fighting the dark spirits, and and Toshiro runs. Toshiro runs to get her parents, and she tells her parents to stop eating, but it's too late. Her parents have already eaten too much of the spirit food. That's why you never seen people here, because it's not a village, it's a house full of spirits. And it's a house full of spirits and um spirits and people in a way, so slash spirit slash people. So since her parents ate the spirit food, they turned into pigs as a punishment. So Haku actually helps her, and he says, "Come on, we have to get out of here." And then when they make it to the bathhouse, a place where Haku tells her that she needs to get a job and she needs to go talk to Hababa. Hababa is the main boss. So she goes and talks to her. But she is human, and humans are not allowed in the village, only spirits are. So Haku tells her to hold her breath, and Haku puts a magical spell on her, and Haku already knows her name, and they know each other from way back when, but I will get to that later. Because it's like really not important right now. So, anyway, when Haku tells her to hold her breath so she will look invisible, she holds her breath for like 10 seconds until a frog jumps up and says, "Hey Haku, where you been?" And then she breathes out, and then the frog sees her, and then Haku puts a spell on the frog, so the frog is frozen in place. And then when Haku and Toshiro run away, the frog falls down. And so Toshiro apologizes for getting them caught. But Haku says, "Never mind, it don't matter. At least you did good. You did so good. So remember, go to Hababa and ask her for a job and tell her that you're not leaving until you get one." So, with that in mind, Haku flies off because he worked for Hababa, and Hababa told him that she needs him on a special mission tonight. So he flies off in the shape of a dragon, and he tells Toshiro that he will be back to check on her the next day. So she goes to Hababa and she tells Hababa that I'm not leaving until you give me a job. So with that in mind, Hababa gives her a job working at the bathhouse for her under contract, and she also has to change her name to Sin for some reason. And she had, and Hababa told her the reason that your parents are under that spell is because they broke the rules and ate the food of the Great Spirit, and now you work for me and you have to pay off their debts. So she had the job at the bathhouse, but she also gets a job with the man in the boiler room. So, okay, hang on. So, she got the job. So, she got the job at the bathhouse, but she also had another job in the boiler room, and she also made a friend named Lynn who works in the boiler room with um, with a nice old man, and he told Lynn, watch over her. She's your responsibility, and she is my granddaughter. So I am giving her to you. Take her under your wing and take care of her. So they become good friends. She watches out for her, and I really enjoy their friendship. It's cute. It's cute. So anyway, while she is doing her job at the bathhouse, Haku the next day comes to check on her, and he gives her food, and they're talking about the next steps, like um, she is talking about how the job is going, and Haku is like talking to her and saying, you're gonna be okay. I'm gonna make sure you get back to your parents, and I'm gonna make sure you get back home. So we learned that Haku works for Humbaba through Lynn that night when Lynn brings her a dumpling to eat. So we learned that Haku worked for Humbaba under contract because he got in trouble and he stole a seal from Hababa's sister, and he's been working for her ever since because he because Hababa knows Haku's secret that he stole the seal. So that's how she came to work for him. Like, if you don't come work for me, I'm gonna tell my sister that you stole her magical seal. So basically, she forced him to come work for her because she said, if you don't come work for me, I'm gonna tell my sister everything that you stole her magical seal and everything. So while she's working at the bathhouse, she actually becomes a favorite because she actually frees this this stinky spirit, and she pours water all over the green spirit, and then it becomes clean, and then she becomes famous. Although there is this one masked spirit that comes to the bathhouse. He doesn't say anything. And I think he was trying to get into the bathhouse, or I think he just saw Sin working, and I think I don't know what's going on with this spirit person thing. So, anyway, the spirit comes into the bathhouse and he tries to give Toshiro bath tokens. Well, Toshiro leaves the door open for him to come in because she thought that he was a guest. But anyway, the spirit ends up eating people in the bathhouse, but the only reason this ends up happening is because he has gold. The Great Spirit can make the spirit that Toshiro let in, he can make gold. And he said, if you feed me anything I want, I will make gold and I will make you rich. So everybody's been getting gold because they keep bringing him food and all this at the bathhouse. And then he gets tired of everyone bringing him food. So he tells Humbaba, the owner, that I want Sen. Bring me Sen. Okay, so Sen gets there and she gives the Great Spirit a medicine tablet that she was gonna give to Haku because later on with some paper um with some paper, Haku was very, 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 very hurt as a dragon. So he was injured, and Toshiro tried to give him the water medicine one time, but it didn't work. So she gave the water medicine to the Great Spirit. And let me explain. She got that watermelon medicine because she was in the ocean one day, and I guess it just washed up on shore, and she kept it. So here it is. Later that day, after this, Toshiro gets the idea. If she can return the seal that Haku stole, the boy who helped her get the job in the first place, maybe the sister can help her get back to her parents and break the spell off of them and make them human again. So she goes there, and basically they must be twins because they look exactly the same. So she goes there to the sister, and the sister is so nice, and the sister makes her a ponytail holder for her ponytail, and she actually returns the seal, and and she actually tells Sen, I'm sorry, Sen, but there's nothing that we can do about your parents. I cannot break the spell. Only my sister can. Oh. And, this was very relevant, I forgot to tell you. The sister, the other sister, the sister who hired her, she had the baby. So the baby met Sin, and the baby was kidnapped by the sister. And Haku said, I will get your son back for you if you let Sin and her parents go and tear up that contract. And then she says, deal. But before I do that, Sin has to pass one final test. And before I forget to tell you, when the movie first started and Haku was there the next day to see how she was doing, they did actually go visit her parents in the pig pen. So she saw her parents and she said, Mom, Dad, I promise you I will get you from under the spell. I will undo the spell if it's the last thing I do. So Haku Haku is on the journey to go to the sister's house to get the baby back. For Humbaba. So she can rip up Sin's contract and so Sin could have her parents back. So when he goes there, we find out that the Great Spirit is there too, and the Great Spirit ends up staying with the nice grandma, and Sin ends up thinking saying thank you to the twin sister of Humbaba. And she says, thank you, Granny. Thank you for everything. And she hugs her before she gets on Haku in his dragon form to fly away. And Toshiro actually tells Haku that Haku is the name of a river that she was in when she was a little girl because she lost her pink shoe, and when she reached out to grab it, she fell into the river. But she was okay because the river brought her back home, and that is his name. The Haku River. Because he didn't know what his name was. And so that is his name. The Haku River. Because he forgot his name because, let me explain. When you work for Humbaba, the lady, she takes your name from you and she gives you a new name. But he knows what his name is. And Toshiro and him say that they love each other, and then they hug. While he's falling out of the sky with her, I may add to you, because he is not in his dragon form. He is in his human form. And they are falling to the ground right now. But they're okay. And they they make it back, and Lynn is there. Lynn Lynn, the lady who took care of her throughout the movie, she is there to cheer um to cheer Toshiro on, to Toshiro on as she passes the test. Now the test is, tell me which one of these pigs is your parents. So there's like a whole group of pigs in a line, and she's supposed to pick out which ones are her parents. And even even the even the son, her son, the baby, likes her, and the son says, "Mother, after this test, I demand you let Toshiro go home. I like Toshiro, and I think she should go home." And and um Toshiro passes the test because she says there must be a mistake, because none of these pigs are my parents. And then the spell is broken, and it turned out that she was right. It was just a group of people. And since she's won the challenge, um, even though she's not happy about this, Humbaba rips up the contract. She rips up the contract. And then she says, "You are free to go home." And then everybody cheers her on. Oh, there is this one more thing. Lynn said that she always wanted to travel, but it's not relevant, so I guess it doesn't matter. So the lady who took care of her and who watched out for her at the bathhouse, who worked with her, she says, "I always wanted to travel, but it it's not relevant because she doesn't travel, and it's not relevant to the movie." So anyway, moving on. So Haku tells so so Haku so so Haku tells Toshiro that he knows his real name, and that when he gets back to the village, that he is not that that he is not working for Humbaba anymore, since the seal is returned to his sister. He will not work for her anymore. So, with that in mind, she goes back into the tunnel, and she sees her parents as humans, and the parents don't know what is going, and 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 the parents say to her, "Where have you been? We've been looking for you all day. Toshiro, come on. Let's go home to our new home." And um they get from the tunnel, but um but Toshiro is holding the mom's hand so tightly, because she is just so happy to see her. I'll be like, "Oh, you're so happy to see her." Okay, so they So they get through. So they get through the tunnel. They get through the. So so they actually get through the tunnel, and they get in the car. So they actually get into the car, and that and the dad says, I know a new school must be scary, but do you think you're gonna be okay going to the new school? And Toshi, um Toshiro says, the new school, I'll be okay. I can handle it. I got this. And then they drive off into the sunset and off to their new home. And that is the end of the movie. Bye, and I will see you guys in my next video.